Hi, Tom Davidson here, CEO of AC/DC Metals. It's pleasing today to be able to release this announcement with our magnetic survey that we conducted back in June. We've been processing the data and we've really highlighted some key areas and defining some targets for our drilling program that we're looking to get underway in Q4 this year. We had three areas of interest beforehand where we had historic mineralisation. The purpose of this survey was to see where we could replicate this previous results and where we can see scale and that validation of mineralisation in the ground. So the survey has really picked up on that three shaft zone. You can see there's a really strong boundary there of the high and the low. We know there was historic shafts there, late 1800, early 1900s for copper. We had that rock sample that we released to the market about a month ago where we saw 14.9% copper. So it's really validated and really sort of improved our confidence levels that it really does deserve one or two RC holes to be in there later in the year. We are also conducting some procurement activities looking at further geophys work to really define and validate and give us that increased confidence for drill targeting. The other area of interest is obviously the Pegasus Zone. That's where there was 45 holes done in the 80s. And we had really strong results, as you can see in figure 2 there, 25 meters at 2 grams, 46 meters at 0.56 grams. So we know there's mineralization there. The survey has showed that there's an anomaly there. You can see that the high and the low, and you can see how there's a boundary infrastructure there and some plumbing, and how's that going to grow out. We can see some areas that we should test for extension. Also, you can see that sinter area and how that feeds in. And so obviously it does warrant further investigation and it does prick up the ears of the geologists. So if we look at figure 3, where we've zoomed in on the 3 shaft zone, you can see there's the magnetic high. And so that's what it normally indicates the plumbing where there's been previous events come through. And so you've got that north-south running trend. So obviously that's the anticipation or the potential for extension, something of scale there. So we're really keen to further investigate that area, do some further geophys as we look to define these targets. And we're looking to get 1 or 2 holes in there later in the year. So other news flow that we've got coming up at the moment, we're still busily focused on Mount Jackson, currently going through looking at further geophys programs that we can do to assist in defining these targets. We're also about to start commencing our drill permitting. So that's not an arduous process, but we do need to go through and tick these boxes. And we're also busily locking in our procurement with drilling contractors. So we're currently testing the market at the moment. We're refining that down through our tender process, and we'll be looking to get someone on board shortly and to be able to lock that in for later in the year. Also, AC/DC will be at Noosa the next 2 days, so please reach out. Happy to give you an update on not only the Mount Jackson project, but also our Goshen Central project. As we announced to the market about 2 weeks ago, our retention license was granted, which gave us an extra 10 years to develop and work through the project. Our community manager and I were on site last week, meeting with landowners, going over some old rehab holes. So we're ticking the box with the department and then talking with landowners and local council, community, working through our program for the next 12 months as we look to further increase, build upon those good results of the scoping study. And there's lots of geopolitical interest at the moment. Rare earths continue to grow, especially the NdPr and those strategic metals. And they continue to grow beyond our upside assumptions that we used in our scoping study. So it's a really exciting time at the moment, those dual projects, and should be lots of news flow for investors going forward.